Hello, I'm here, Olivia Marcita, here with Logan Rundy. We're here to announce Siena versus Fairfield at the Leo De Mahoney Arena. How do you think?
Yeah, big one tonight, right? Senior night, able to clinch kind of the conference of the year as well. So there's a lot on the line, right? A little bit of relaxation. You can get into Saturday's game when you go and see Quinnipiac. Not going to want to have to decide it there, right? At Quinnipiac, you're going to want to have to decide it on your big night, senior night on your home floor, and really just try to get the job done early.
And just talking to Coach Carley, there is a sense of urgency with this game. They really want to do well, play well, and move on past Quinnipiac and get to that conference.
Yeah, I mean, conference tournament next week starts on Tuesday, right? So trying to get some momentum going into it's always big. You know, it's March, right? The team that's hot is really going to do well in that tournament. And Fairfield won it last year. They were hot at the right times, winning, 30-plus straight. And now you go into the tournament hopefully winning 20 straight. So that'll be big for them.
That will be big. And they're right now undefeated, this team, in the MAC conference. So it's exciting to see what they'll do in the championship.
Oh, absolutely, right? But you have the focus on tonight is Siena, right? Siena, good team, 17-10 in the conference. They're 14-4 in the MAC conference, which is a great clip. And they have a positive 500 record on the road, right? And they're coming in red hot as well. 7-game winning streak, third in assists in the conference with, averaging about 14 a night. So you got a red-hot team trying to ruin senior night and trying to play a little bit of spoiler in the conference as well.
Definitely will be interesting to see as we're starting the game.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's going to be an interesting battle, right? You have Selimovic, you have Anderson, who have been great all year. But then on the other side of things, you have Kennerly and Anna Lemaster, Joe Raffalo, big-time players, right? And then you have really the big problem is Teresa Zavala. She's been excellent all year. They're a real stud. Didn't have a great game last time, but, Kennerly stepped up with 12 points, Raffalo 7 and 12 rebounds, and Lemaster had 12 points. So they're going to have contributions all night, and, it's time to win, and they're trying to improve that record and really that seeding going into the tournament next week.
Definitely.
Starting lineups tonight, Katie Lambro, Isabella Nicoletti-Leitze, Kendall Magruder, Megan Anderson, Amina Selimovic. Traditional starting five, Kendall Magruder inserted for Jill Herder, who started the last few games. On the other side of things, Anaja Brown, Anya Hooker, Anisha Jackson, Miriam Traore, and Teresa Zavala. So, again, traditional starting five for the Saints as we are about to get started here at Leo De Mahoney Arena. Fairfield in their classic reds. The Saints in their all-whites on the road. Anderson will take the jump. 3 officials tonight for this one in the context: Scott Perkins, Alexis Perez, and Brandon Apple, and all MAC staff here at Leo De Mahoney Arena. About to get started here at Leo De Mahoney Arena. I'm Logan Rundy, the color commentator for this evening. Right next to me, Olivia Marceta on the call. Thank you for joining us. Last 2 games at home at Leo De Mahoney Arena this year at Fairfield, and then WVOF will be on the road in Atlantic City, New Jersey next week. So stick with us for the entire postseason.
It starts off as Fairfield ball with Selimovic, passing to Lamro. Bringing the ball, passing to Nicoletti-Leite. To Magruder for 3. And fight for the rebound as ball goes out of bounds. Fairfield ball.
Yeah, Selimovic good on the crash right there. Kendall Magruder, 3-and-D specialist, taking one early on senior night, trying to get on the board, but good spacing, good shot for the Stags.
Nicoletti-Leite inbounding. Pass to Magruder. Anderson from 3. And it goes in.
Yeah, Megan Anderson doing what she does best, right? Being able to space the floor, her right side of the floor, especially from anywhere, really, has been able to been big for her all year and starts the game off with a 3-pointer.
We see Hooker now bringing the ball over. Pass to Zavala. And the turnover by Lamro. Charging to the basket. Passing back to Nicoletti-Leite. Back to Lamro. Selimovic. Bring the ball toward the basket and gets fouled by number 21, Anaya Brown on Siena.
Yeah, Brown just got out of position a little bit. Selimovic was able to turn and face the basket, and when she gets, face to the basket, she's going to be able just to put the ball down for one dribble and elevate, right? Good spacing by the Stags. especially on defense where they're able to get through some screens. Siena screens the most in the MAC conference, so being able to get through those early on is going to be big as Selimovic takes her first.
First is good.
One of the seniors honored before tonight's game. Again, Selimovic, a little bit different of a path. She graduated in 3 years, then taking her grad year in her senior year, so a little bit different, but again, able to get all the degrees she wants within 4 years.
Definitely impressive on top of basketball here.
Of course.
We have Siena now with the ball. Both winning well. Jackson with the ball.
Looks like they're going to Anderson with a hand check. Jackson, quick guard, going to be able to get downhill all night. Anderson's going to have that assignment, as we talked about at the top, where they're going to have a lot of different scorers besides Sapala, and Jackson is definitely one of them.
Jackson back with the ball. Passing to Sepala. To Traore. It seems like that was a shot and missed by Price. Nicolai Leite with the ball for Fairfield. Lammer. Guard by 2. Heading back towards the basket. Semnovic. Nicolai Leite passes to Anderson. For 3. Rebound by Sindicatessa, 15. Nice. Shot from the arc just now was Jackson.
Looks like Selimovic got fouled by Jackson on the rebound. Stags got to get back. Can't give up a transition 3, right? You got to be able to have all 5 back, especially when a rebound that kind of rattled around within 2 Siena players, and only 2 women were down the floor with Nicolai Leite and Selimovic. So got to get back faster.
Now Fairfield ball, Nicolai Leite bringing it over. Passes to Lammer. Semnovic. So it shoots for 2 and it goes in.
Yeah, Selimovic got away with the travel as she turned, but again, able to get that patented fadeaway and get 2 to go. Stags up 7-zip, 7:20 remaining in the first period.
Jackson with the ball. Siena. Playing towards the basket. Step back. Shoots. Misses. Rebound by Nicolai Leite. Lamro passes to Magruder. Semnovic in the corner. The ball. Heading towards the basket. Turns around. Fouled.
Yeah, Selimovic getting Price, and looked like there was Jackson over there in bad positions, right? That fadeaway is something she's going to go to consistently. And if you're Coach Terry Prim, right, you've got to be able to guard that. I'm sure that's something you scouted on film all week. Once she gets within 8 feet, that fadeaway's in the picture, and she scored once on it, and the second time she got fouled. So she'll go to the line for 2 shots. Selimovic is an excellent free throw shooter.
And we are listening first.
Selimovic will take her second. Rattles in and out. Brown with the rebound.
Hooker bringing up the ball. Passing to Jackson. And turnover with Lamro. Passes to Nicolai Leite. Back to Magruder. Nicolai Leite on the 3. And it's in.
Send out the start for the Stags as Prin calls timeout. Again, big start for the Stags senior night, trying to clinch, and they look red hot.
We're seeing those seniors get on that board really quick, too.
Yeah, Nicolai Leite knocks one down. Magruder's taking one. They're getting a lot of good looks. They're going to. Siena's going to guard you well inside, not so well on the perimeter. Perimeter is kind of where they thrive on offense. A lot of dribble handoffs, a lot of ball screens, a lot of flare screens, a lot of different stuff at the top when you're dealing with Siena on offense. When you're dealing with them on the defensive side of the ball, they're going to play straight up man all the time. And they're not really going to switch. They're going to try to get over screens. They're not going to space the floor as well as they probably would, and haven't been great on the defensive end. But they have been great on the glass, which is weird because, you know, if you're not great on the defensive end when you guard, you're usually not great on the glass. So weird Siena team, 17-10, but again, have found different ways to win, and that's all you have to do in Division I college basketball.
I'll definitely see them coming back after this timeout. What they'll do to switch up the score right now.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting, right? Siena coached well. First season for Terry Prim as the Saints head coach, but he coached at FAU for 4 years, got some time at Coastal Carolina for a couple of seasons. He got a head coaching job over at Palm Beach Atlantic for 6 years, so he has experience, right? He's played in different conferences, different levels as well. And the Division I level is just basketball at the end of the day, right? So there'll be a lot of adjustments on the other side of things, and Coach Carly can't be happy in transition. They've given up too many kind of opportunities the Saints haven't been able to cash in, but it's only a matter of time before they do. Big night the other night for the Stags against Sacred Heart. Megan Anderson, 17 points, 10 rebounds. Katie Lamro, 12 points. Kendall Magruder, 13 of her own. And Raina Brown just reached double digits with 10. So it's a big night. Again, 3 of those people that I named on the list are being celebrated tonight. They're going to get extended time. Selimovic is off to a good start as well. Stags come in with an 18-game winning streak. They're 12-1 in this arena, haven't lost in the conference. And more importantly, they're looking for their 42nd MAC win. So, again, a lot on the line for the Stags tonight, and they're showing so with a 10-point lead with 6:34 left in the first quarter.
Definitely.
We're going to head to immediate timeout here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back to Leo D. Mahoney Arena. It's Stags out to a 10-0 run throughout the first 4 minutes and counting. Saints in all white tonight, going from west to east in the first half. Stags, they're patting it all red as the ball is back into play. They're going from east to west.
We're seeing Hooker now bring up the ball. Pass to Sapala. To Jackson on the arc. Shooting inside for 2.
Yeah, Jackson's got that kind of floater game, if you will. She shot it twice, successful once, so can't let her get inside as Brianna Brown's going to check in at the next stoppage.
You see Lammer with the ball at the arc. To Sydney Scott, who's checked in for Magruder. To Leite. Heading in. And makes the basket, sacrificing herself.
Yeah, again, good right-handed layup for Nicolette Leite. Free lane, 2 points.
Traore with the ball, passing to number 21, Brown, Siena.
Yeah, Selimovic picks up a cheap foul off the rebound attempt. Looks like Brown got inside on, missed everything but the backboard as Rihanna Brown checks in for Amina Selimovic. So Brown, again, big contributor last time against Sacred Heart, 10 points. So we'll see what she can do against the Siena Saints.
Jackson with the ball. Passed but blocked by 44 Rihanna Brown on the Fairfield. Lamro. Nicolai Leite to Sydney Scott. Pass back to Brown. Lamro heading in towards the basket.
Yeah, tough bucket by Katie Lamro. Didn't have a lot of space. Rihanna Brown didn't really space the floor well and kind of kept her defender on Lamro's hip. So good adjustment by Lamro to get the 2.
Seeing Hooker headed over. Pass to Traore. To Jackson. And the turnover again by Brown. Lamro bringing in the ball. And a turnover now from Siena. Number 7. Traore with the ball. Hooker shooting for 2.
Yeah, Hooker got a good jump stop, able to get a 15-footer to go, and now a little bit off to a good start. 14-4 now as the Stags lead by 10.
Anderson with the ball. Slammer. And Brown. Rebound. Misses again.
Yeah, 2 easy buckets for Rihanna Brown as Sapala turned it over in transition. Is Jackson not happy about it? Again, Lamro trying to find a different angle. Her and Brown have worked well together in the first couple of minutes, running kind of side by side. But the spacing was off once again as Lamro kind of took her defender right into Brown's space as the ball was inbounded back into Nicolette Leite.
Now we see Herder check in for Megan Anderson.
Good active hands by Sapala, who knocks it out of bounds. Saints look a little out of sorts. Coach Prim not happy about it, as he is furious on the sideline, looking for his team to kind of step it up. 14-4. Not a good start if you're Siena on the road trying to play spoiler against the Stags' MAC championship chances.
Herder with the ball. Nicolette Leite. Scott. Anderson for 3. Rebound by Brown. Sydney Scott with the ball. Back to Anderson. And an easy layup.
Yeah, that's something they practiced all week. Entry passes. I had the privilege of being at practice on Monday, and they spent a good 30 minutes working on that. So pays off on the other end from Brianna Brown to Anderson inside.
Cherry with the ball. To Brown. To Hooker for 3. And it's in.
Yeah, Hooker 5 straight points. And then gets the steal on the other end as the Saints fled back in defense. Hooker resets them.
Oh, and from behind, Sydney comes out and steals the ball. And now for 3 from Scott.
Looks like they're going to say they stepped on the end line. Sydney Scott, the junior transfer student. Check. Kind of stepped on the end line a little bit, so sloppy turnover for the Stags, up 10 points. If you're Coach Carly Thibault-Dudonis, you got to be a little bit cleaner if you're the Stags offense going into this postseason, and kind of mistakes that can't happen. As Lauren Beach checks in, and Magruder will check back in as well.
We see Hooker again with the ball. Pass to Sapala and now to Jackson. Sapala. Jackson. And then that was just 2 by Hadley, who just checked in for Siena.
Yeah, they're getting in the paint pretty easily. 6 out of the 8 points have happened within that painted area with 2 floaters and an 8-foot jump shot. So got to be a little bit more stout on the perimeter defense. And then inside, when the switch is Jill Herder goes the other way, banks it off the back of the backboard. And the Stags got their second 3 of the night as the Stags now lead up 19-8, 1:47 left in the first quarter.
Hooker now bringing in the ball and passes to Brown. To Siena. It seems like Rihanna Brown was wrestling her for that.
Selimovic and Lamro will check in as the foul goes on Sydney Scott as she checks out of the ball game, as well as Rihanna Brown. Sapala will take her first rest. Saints down 11 on the road, second to last night for them this season.
Sherry passes to Hooker to Jackson for 3.
Yeah, good inbound play, right? Got a little flare screen to get Jackson some separation. He gets the 3-pointer to go 19-11. Saints down 8.
Lauren Beach passes to Selimovic.
Little momentum. Selimovic runs over. Looks like Hadley over there. So, again, got to find a way to get some momentum. It's been very stagnant, not a lot of flow. And really, in the last 2 minutes, as Cyan Co will check in for Selimovic, it's all been Siena Saints. So, got to find a way, if you're the Stags, to get that momentum back a little bit.
Seeing Trey Wright checking the ball to Hooker. Hooker bringing the ball over. Charging straight to the basket.
Another offensive foul as Kendall Magruder took one going the other way. So well done by KG to get the the Stags a little bit of momentum back because they're 50% from the floor as well as the Saints. So got to have a good offensive possession as Coe will get her foot touch of the basketball and inbound to Lamro.
Lamro now bringing the ball over. Passes to Beach. To Coe. To Lamro. And the rebound by number 3, Traore on Siena. And then turnover. Magruder with the travel.
Yeah, Magruder got a little bit anxious, got the steal, then Lamro skip passed it all the way over, didn't put the basketball down first. 2 sloppy turnovers in the last 2 minutes for the Stags. Got to find a way to minimize that, especially tonight, but also if you win this game Saturday and into the MAC tournament next week. Looks like Jackson will check out. Excuse me, that's Brown. Checking in is Anna Khan.
Sapala with the ball. Passes it to Brown. To Hooker. And a missing turnover for the Stags.
Yeah, the coach just knocked it out of right out of Jackson's hands and able to force another turnover. So Siena turned the ball over 3 times now in the last 4 possessions. The only positive possession was that score on the other side. So, again, Megan Anderson using her momentum, Cyan Coe as she takes a breather. And Nicolette Leite will check back in.
We're seeing Lamro bring over the ball. Dribbling by the logo. Definitely seems to be using that clock time now as we're at in the last 15 seconds. Nicolette Leite. Megan Anderson. Herder.
They get a shot clock violation. Herder didn't get the ball up in time. Again, not a good possession. It's 3 turnovers in the last 5 now. Cyan Coe play offense-defense with Megan Anderson. Lauren Beach will come in as a defensive presence for Jillian Herder, the Rutgers transfer. Looks like Hooker will get the inbound pass from Sapala. Lamro will guard 3/4 court. 3, 2, 1. As Jackson hoists with 0.3 of a second. Too strong. And the Stags up 8 points, but it really doesn't feel like it, right? 19-11 on the scoreboard. But again, 3 turnovers in the last 5 possessions just can't happen if you're Coach Carly Thibault Dudonis.
Definitely not. And then coming back from that timeout, we definitely saw Siena really lock in mentally there. They were definitely trying a lot harder to get those transitions and get to those rebounds. Definitely a lot more interesting with the shots that they're taking too. Definitely more aggressive.
Yeah, Siena's a team that's going to really run and pace the floor. They're active all over the offensive side. There's really never anybody that stops moving. They're constantly cutting, setting ball screens. That's what makes them so tough to defend, right? They're second in offensive rebounds because they're constantly moving. There's nobody stagnant. And then the margin is great, too, with 3.5 more rebounds than their opponent. And then if they get to the free throw line through their motion, they're 75.8%. That's the best free throw shooting team in the conference. So the Stags have done a good job of not sending them to the line thus far, but got to do a little bit better in transition and clean it up on the offensive end as well.
They definitely don't want to send them to the line with that.
We're going to head to a break for the next 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. WVOF's coverage of 88.5 on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the second quarter. Welcome back for the second period. 10 minutes of action left in the half. Lamro, Nicolette Leite, Megan Anderson, Siena Co, Kendall Magruder. The Fairfield 5, Hadley, Condi, Jackson's in there with Sapala as well. So again, good starting group as Hooker will add to that 5. Lamro going the other way with Isabella Nicolette Leite, Siena Co.
Co. Heading towards the basket for 2. And it's in.
Yeah, all they were doing for about an hour of practice is just entry pass after entry pass after entry pass with what they call, quote unquote, their meeps or road runners, as Jackson floats one up and gets one to go on the other end. So, again, big emphasis in practice this week, and it's paying off so far.
Lamro with the ball. Heading towards the basket. And gets the foul for 2.
Yeah, big one from Katie Lamro. Able to get 2 feet in the paint. They've been able to consistently do so against Siena so far. Get a little contact off the glass and gets one to go. Substitution for Siena. That's their Turi. Excuse me. That is Anaja Brown who will check back in as Lamro completes the 3-point play.
Hooker bringing in the ball. Passing to Sepala. To Price. Hadley. And a missed shot by Jackson. Now Lamro with the ball, bringing it over. Ooh!
Probably the easiest call of the night as Co runs over. Looked like it was Jackson inside on the MAC logo. Sydney Scott will check back in. Trying to keep Lamro fresh. Didn't practice on Monday. Practiced Tuesday and Wednesday. So, again, trying to keep bodies healthy this late in the season with the tournament right around the corner as the ball's back in with Hooker.
Jackson to Hadley to Brown, back to Hooker, Hadley, Jackson now shooting out and missing the buzzer. Finney Scott with the rebound, passing to Anderson.
That looks like an and one call, but it's negated by a traveling violation on the floor called by Alexis Perez. So, again, good possession. Megan Anderson going to get to go one-on-one. However, you got to get that basketball down before she makes that spin move with that patented right hand and another Fairfield turnover.
We're seeing Hooker bring back over the ball. Guarded by now Scott to Sepala. Back to Hooker.
Jackson cross course, gets it back from Hooker. Jackson skips it to Hadley, guarded by Magruder. Hadley shows and goes, steps back on Magruder, takes the 8-footer and misses it all and gets a shot clock violation. Good defense by the celebrated Kendall Magruder. Sydney Scott will check out. Jillian Herder will check in. The Rutgers transfer, the sophomore, so she'll have a little bit of time if she chooses to stay here at one of the top-ranked Jesuit universities in the United States.
Nicolette Leite bringing in the ball and passing to Brown.
Carly Thibault-Dudonis not happy. A stagnant offense inside Rayana Brown. A little bit of motion on the glass. Gets her own rebound.
Missed up and Sepala gets the ball. Passing to Hooker. To Jackson. And we're seeing Hooker from 3. Over the best.
Yeah, body's going everywhere. Kendall Magruder slow to get up. Magruder, the graduating senior this year, has played a huge part in the Stags' runs the last 2 years, but a little bit overzealous that time and fouls Traore, who will go to the line for the Saints' first free throws of the night. The Stags still have that 9-point advantage, but the Saints are marching back with 6:56 remaining in the first half. Traore, the lefty, bounces the ball twice, releases with that left hand, and hits nothing but nylon. Traore will take her second. Jackson, Hooker, Traore, Sepola on the floor, joined by Brown. For the Stags, Nicolette Leitze, Megan Anderson, Rayana Brown, Jill Herter, and Kendall Magruder.
Nicolette Leite bringing back in that ball. Traore meets both. Now to Magruder. Nicolette on the arc.
Brown with the rebound finds Hooker. Hooker to Jackson, guarded aggressively by Nicolette Leitze. Ball screen by Sepola, and Jackson only needed a few feet of space to knock down the 16-footer.
Nicolette Leite bringing the ball. Passing to Anderson from downtown.
Anderson shoots it from Long Island and knocks down her second three-pointer. Stags lead 27-19. Saints miss on the other end. That was Hooker. Nicolette Leitze going the other way. Skips it to Magruder in front of the Saints bench. Just nicks the nylon, and going the other way is Jackson. 14-footer. Can't get it to go. Sepola fighting for the rebound.
Fairfield ball.
And Alexis Perez says it's Fairfield ball. Substitution. Sepola will check out. Chande will check in. Lauren Beach checks in for Rayana Brown for the Stags. Lambro in for Kendall Magruder. Lauren Beach, the senior Medway, Massachusetts native. One of the only nursing majors on this Fairfield squad.
Lambro with the ball.
Nicolette Leite.
Into Anderson. Herter from downtown. Makes a three.
Herter knocks it all the way from New Jersey, or home state, able to get it down. And the Stags lead up to 11 as Hooker goes the other way. Ball screen by Condi. All the way to Traore. Post up inside to Brown. Knocked away by Lauren Beach.
Checking in for the Saints is Sapala. Out Brown.
Jackson will inbound on the lollipop pass to Sapala, who gets it to Condi. Condi gets it to Jackson. Left wing three-pointer. Knocks it all the way down from Siena and cut the Stags' lead to 8.
Lambro now here with the ball. Nicolette Leite heading into the basket.
Nicolette Leite misses a bunny, rattles in and out, and Hooker going the other way. Condi calling for the rebound. Hooker takes the 6-footer. Too strong, gets her own miss. Looking for an option, finds the southpaw Traore. Just nicks the iron, and Nicolette Leite will watch it go into the Stags bench as immediate timeout is called at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. 4:52 remaining in the first half. Stags have reached 30 points. The Saints marching back down 30-22. We'll be back on the other side of the break. You're watching WVOF 88.5 coverage of Fairfield women's basketball. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Leo G. Mahoney Arena as the Stags have an 8-point advantage approaching the halftime break. 4:52 to be a little bit more specific. Lauren Beach, Sydney Scott, Isabella Nicolete-Lete, Amina Selimovic will inbound to the sophomore Katie Lamro. Coach Prim will counter with Jackson, Triori, Sepala, Condi, and Hooker.
We see Lamro now with the ball. Passing to Selimovic. To Beach. Scott looking for someone to Lamro.
Scott will find Lammer, who thought about the three, puts it on the deck, going up with the right hand on the left side. Laura Beach will save it. Amina Selimovic, Condi, and a shot clock violation. Doesn't matter as Sepala comes out of the pack.
Hooker with the ball. Bringing it up. Guard by Lamro. Stepping back to Sepala. To Jackson. Looking for a chance to shoot. Back to Sepala. To Traore. Heading in. To Hooker. For two.
Hooker gets it to fall high off the glass. And the Saints have come marching home. Coming back to cut it down to 6. Lauren Beach, Sydney Scott to Nicolete-Lete in that order. Nicolete-Lete overhead pass to Scott at the top. Scott jab steps, finds Lamro with 12 on the clock. Selimovic working on Sepala. Selimovic double teamed as Hooker came over. And the Stags will retain possession after the win on the tip by the Saints is a hockey change for the Stags as Anderson, Magruder, and Co. all check back in. Selimovic, Beach, and Sydney Scott all check back out. Carly Thibault-Dudanis makes an adjustment and gets Nicolete-Lete instead.
We're seeing Magruder inbound the ball. Passing to Anderson. Shooting.
Not a good possession for the Stags, a one and done. Anderson took a long two, a low percentage shot. As Hooker gets it to the southpaw, Traore, to Sepala, to Jackson, who uses her quickness to try to lose Sydney Scott. Gets her on her left hip, floater with the right hand high off the glass as Lamro pulls down the rebound.
Lamro running over to the other side of the court. Passing it to Sydney Scott for three. Just seems to graze the rim.
Coach Prim not happy with Jackson as she didn't get back in transition. Looked like Lamro got away with a travel as she took 3 steps to get into the paint.
Seems as the Saints are making some change as Brown checks back in for Jackson.
Lamro will guard Hooker all the way up the floor as Sepala will inbound, joined by Traore, Condi, and Brown.
Passes to Sepala, to Brown. And a missed three just now by Hooker.
Hooker hit nothing but the air. Bad possession if you're the Saints. It was a long two. Didn't even get behind the red painted line. And because of that, Hooker will guard Lamro for the whole 90 feet.
Lamro heading over. Passing to Scott. Right now guard by Conde. To Megan Anderson. To Co. Heading towards the basket. To Magruder. Outside. And back to Co. To Lamro. And a blocked shot fixed by Co. To Anderson for two.
Anderson beats the buzzer with half a second remaining. Good ball movement and good rotation by the Saints, but couldn't stop the Stags for all 30 seconds as the southpaw Traore launches back from Siena's campus and knocks it down. The Saints have cut it down to 5. Magruder skips it all the way over, picked off by Brown. Co on the floor, looking for Traore, and he'll complete the pass.
Traore now heading over to the left arc. To Hooker. Now looking for the play. We see number 10, Conde, shoot, miss the ball. Brown and Co. fight for the ball.
Tie-up between the Saints and Stags. Stags got the other one when Lamro jumped on the floor just a couple of minutes ago. Saints will retain possession as Jackson will check in for Condi. Another change for Coach Prim. Looks like Brown will check out. Price will check back in.
Jackson inbounds the ball to Sepala, to Price, and back to Jackson. Sepala now heading in, guarded by Megan Anderson. Back to Jackson, now also guarded by Megan Anderson. To Traore, shooting for two, and it's in.
Traore gets the 6-footer to go. Saints coming back slowly but surely, lead now to 3 points as the clock just ticks under 60 seconds.
Magruder with the ball, passing to Coe. Coe waiting for the play. Back to Magruder. Creating some distance with her own. Magruder now passes to Coe, but Price grabs the ball. Jackson heading towards the basket for the Saints. Rebound by Sepala, fighting Lamro.
Third tie-up in the last 90 seconds. The Stags will get the advantage back and steal possession from the Saints. As Jillian Herder, Isabella Nicolete-Leite, and the senior Selimovic will check back in. Scott and Co. will check out. Looked like Carly Thibault-Judanis, in her third season, made a decision to keep Herder on the bench. Looks like Anderson will stay.
Nicolete-Leite bringing over the ball. 30 seconds now left on the clock. Seems to be waiting it out by the half. Now starting to head in. She's being guarded by Jackson on the Saints. Still taking her time. 15 seconds left on the clock. Passing the ball to Selimovic.
Selimovic with the fadeaway. Comes off the glass slowly. Hooker's got 3, 2. Jackson will hoist at 1 and hits the front iron. And the Saints, although not leading on the scoreboard, might have got some of that momentum back from the Stags after that 10-0 start by Fairfield over the first 4 minutes and 27 seconds. It's halftime here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Stags up 32-29. We'll see you in just about 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere on WVOF 88.5.
Hi, I'm Olivia Marcina, and I'm here with Logan Rundy. We're reporting from halftime now, getting started for the second half.
Yeah, I mean, good first half for the Snags. Got 10 points in the first 4 minutes and 37 seconds, and then only put a 22 remaining in the half. So got to be a little bit better, more consistent here in the second half, and got to be able to put a little bit more points on the board at a consistent rate, right? Only about 43% against a team that's given you a lot of space all night. So ball is back in with Hooker, and we're underway. Jackson.
Pass to Jackson, now to Sepala. To Brown, which just seems to miss her hands. Fairfield possession.
Selimovic, Lamro, Anderson, Nicoletti Leite, and Kendall Magruder. Starting five will start the second half as they did just about an hour ago here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena.
We're seeing Semlovic with the ball from Lamro to Nicoletti Leite. Heading in towards the basket and passed overhead to Magruder for three. Bounces off the rim. Rebound by Lamro. Heading back towards the basket. Nice layup.
Yeah, Lamro just doing it all herself there, one-on-one against Hooker, and able to get one to go.
Hooker bringing over the ball. Passes to Sepala. To Jackson. To Brown. Hooker back with the ball. Brown shooting. Rebound by number 3. Hooker shoots.
Traore will pick up the over-the-back call and Magruder's aggressive box out. Coach Prim will roll out Sepala. Hooker as Traore will check out. And Price will check in. Brown and Jackson for the 17-10 Saints, 14-4 in the conference. Trying to get an upset on the road in Fairfield, Connecticut as Lamro has the basketball.
Pass to Semlovic by the arc. To Nicoletti Leite. Over the head to Semlovic. Bounces in towards the basket. Turn around and shot for 2. Rolls out. Rebound by Sepala. Saints heading over to the other side. Hooker. Guard by Lamro. To Sepala. To Jackson. At the top of the arc. Back to Jackson. To Sepala. The key. We're seeing Price on the right side. Jackson from the left, missed 3. Rebound by Sepala, passes to Brown at easy 2.
Yeah, doing what Sepala does well, right? Been able to make an impact on both sides of the floor, and our athleticism shows that time.
Nicoletti Leite bringing the ball. Pass to Semlovic. Back to Nicoletti Leite. And to Magruder over by left side. To Nicoletti Leite. Heading in. Anderson heading towards the basket now for a layup.
Perez makes the call, the official underneath the basket. Anderson, once she gets a step, it's hard to stop her, and did so on Hooker. Savala will pick up the foul, who is helping on the play. Savala has been an excellent standout all year. The junior from Tampere, Finland. Anderson, an excellent free throw shooter. The righty flick of the wrist, knocks it down, barely touching the nylon. Anderson just averaging under 15 this year. Great season last year, won MAC Rookie of the Year, and she strokes the second. In and out, Sepala the rebound.
Hooker bringing the ball over. Passing to Sepala. Sepala waiting for the play. To Jackson. 2 blocks. And it seems like the ball grab by Lamro as they start fighting on the floor.
Selimovic and Brown get tied up on the floor. And the possession will go to Fairfield as Siena started the half. Good couple possessions to start, only giving up just a couple of points here in the third period. Brown will check out. Traore will check in, the southpaw. Traore, originally from Langes, France, went to Jean Mernos for high school.
Lamro bringing in the ball. Inbounded from Semlovic. Megan Anderson from the arc for 3.
Anderson knocks down her 4th three-pointer, 2 of them from the right wing and 1 in each corner to give her 14 on the night.
Traore now with the ball. Passing to Hooker and to Jackson. Jackson over the head to Price. And a bounce pass to Traore for 3. Bounces out. Rebound by Hooker. Hooker passing the ball to and then to Hooker. Hooker guarded.
Lamro looking to sneak attack on Jackson. A little too much body contact as Jackson tumbles to the floor. Traore will check out again. Will take her second seat on the bench of the half. Just 6 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the quarter. Hadley will check in. KB Hadley, the junior from the other coast in Palmadale, California. Went to Pete Knight High School and then the College of Southern Nevada as Sepola takes the fadeaway. Ball bounces around like a pinball, and a timeout goes to Prim, trying to save the possession.
Oh, and her shoe's off. Seems as Price lost her shoe in that tumble.
Price loses the shoe, and the Saints are losing the scoring battle. 38-31 here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. We'll be back in just about 1 minute and 30 seconds on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to WVOF 88.5, coverage of Fairfield women's basketball. Welcome back to Leo D. Mahoney Arena here on the coast of Connecticut, right on the Long Island Sound at Leo D. Mahoney Arena, just a mile away from that beautiful ocean. Jags pushed their advantage to 7, which was once 10 here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena, but the Saints are trying to stay around. Hadley, Brown, Sapala, Jackson, and Hooker, the 5 for Coach Prim's team. Nicolette Lete, Selimovic, Rayana Brown, Kendall Magruder, and the sophomore for Manuel New York, Katie Lambro.
We're seeing Jackson now with the ball. Guarded by Brown. Passes to Hooker.
Offensive foul called on Jackson, who threw the hip out there on Nicolette Lete. Siena sets the most screens in the conference, and it's not even close. This time, unsuccessful.
Similovic, it's an impound ball to Lambro. Lambro bouncing it. Chest pass to Brown. To Semlovic, arc. And to Nicolette Lete, now heading into the basket. Passes to Magruder on the arc. Over the head. Bounce pass to Brown for 2. Off the glass.
Brown able to create some separation on Siena's number 21. That is Brown, believe it or not. That one's Anaja Brown. Rihanna Brown for Fairfield, able to get the 2 to go.
Jackson with the ball. Heading in. Screen by Sepola. To Price. Hooker with the ball. Jackson now from the arc. And Silovich with the rebound. Passes to Lamro. To Magruder for 3. Bounces off the rim.
Selimovic and Lamro couldn't pull down the offensive rebound as Condi and Traore check in for Brown. And Hadley. Again, new 5. Sepalo will check out. Fairfield will keep the same 5 they had on the previous possession. Their lead is ballooned to 9 with 5:25 remaining in the third period.
Hooker now bringing in the ball. It seems as though a timeout is called by Fairfield.
Looks like there were 6 on the floor for the Saints, which is, they're going to talk about it. There were 6 on the floor for the Saints at the time. Just kind of a can't have it type of situation. Lamro will get the penalty free throw. Coach Terry Prim's team, an uncostly mistake. Really not something you see every day here in the MAC Conference, or really basketball as a whole. Again, Prim, very experienced in the basketball world. He founded the Top Performance Basketball Academy, as well as playing at PBA, which is Palm Beach Atlantic, for 2 seasons, where he got both his undergraduate and graduates from the school. His daughter played at Duke and Auburn, and now it's in her final season at FAU. Katie Lamro will knock down the first of 2 penalty shots. Lamro, the sophomore Enwell, New York native, French background, as you couldn't tell by the last name, has the Stags up 11 points with 5:20 left in the third period.
Thinking about those shots, now we see Nicolai Leite inbounding the ball for Fairfield.
Nicolai Leite, the Brazilian native. Good touch by the Fairfield community today. Before the game, the Brazilian and Bosnian national anthems were played for our 2 international seniors in Emina Selimovic and Isabella Nicolai Leite.
Silovich passes to Brown at the arc. Bounces out. Traore with the rebound. Pass to Hooker. Hooker bringing over the ball. Heading in. Passing to Condi. Condi heading in towards the basket. Blocked by Brown. Pass to Brown. And makes the basket.
Siena, classic Saints basketball, able to rotate on the outside, get a couple of paint touches and lay one up for 2, trying to cut into that Stags advantage.
Lamro passes the ball to Brown and shoots a clip.
Rihanna Brown getting to a sweet spot with her left hand inside the restricted area to lay it off the glass on a nice pass from Katie Lamro.
Hooker now bringing in the ball, passing to Jackson. Jackson's right now being guarded by Lamro. Screened by Conde. Doesn't lose her though. Jackson shoots for 3.
Jackson, one of the best players, anywhere from 14 to 18 feet, as Lamro looks on the board to see the shot clock's at 25 seconds, and because of that, double dribbles and makes a mental mistake on this side of the immediate timeout. Stags up 9, 44-35 on the Saints, 4:09 remaining here in the third quarter. Stags trying to get their 42nd MAC win in consecutive. Also trying to go 19-0 in the conference in their final game at home. And the seniors trying to remember one last win here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. We'll be right back in 90 seconds for WVOF 88.5 coverage of Fairfield women's basketball. Welcome back to Leo D. Mahoney Arena. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Just 9 ticks over 4 minutes on the game clock. Stags looking to make some history tonight on senior night, trying to extend that MAC winning streak to 42 games, trying to get the conference winning streak to 19 this season. So again, a lot of prominence on the line. What are the Stags going to have to do, Olivia, to get to the finish line here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena?
Honestly, I think just staying mentally there. I mean, they're definitely trying to mess them up with those blocks. And I think they really just got to keep their eyes open and just make sure they're making the right passes now.
Jillian Herder, Sydney Scott will check in to replace Selimovic and Isabella Nicoletti-Leite. Brianna Brown, Katie Lamro, Megan Anderson, Sydney Scott, and Jill Herder for the Stags. Traore, Hooker, Jackson, Condi, and Sepola for the Saints. Ball's back in as Perez bounces the ball to Traore to get the ball back into play.
We're seeing Hooker pass the ball to Condi. Blocked by Brown. And a pass out of bounds from Condi.
Jill Herder couldn't let it go. The instincts kicked in and tipped it away. That fastball from Condi looking for Traore inside. Brown will check in for Condi.
Saints balls, Hooker inbounds to Jackson. Jackson bringing out the ball to Traore and to Hooker. Hooker looking to pass to Brown. Instead deciding to pass to Sepola for 3. Bounces out. Rebound by Hooker. Back to Jackson. Hooker bringing out the ball. While she's dribbling, Lammer following. Pass to Sepola to Brown. Looking for a pass. Stevo. For 3, Traore.
Traore knocks it down from the other coast in France. 2 steps behind the three-point line as she's cut the Stags lead to just 6.
Brown passes to Lamro. Lamro at the arc. Heading in. Hits the bottom of the glass.
Foul called on Traore. Traore will pick up her 3rd personal. 10 points for Traore so far. The French native came to Siena this year. The first-year student having a good year. Getting a ton of minutes is Lamro. It's going to shoot her first. Katie Lamro arcs the ball perfectly into the net and knocks down the first, 45-38. 3:04 remaining here in the third quarter. Lamro takes her second, same result as the first, and elevates the lead to 46-38.
Hooker bringing over the ball. Passes to Traore. Sepola. And back to Jackson. Jackson bouncing, guarded by Megan Anderson for Fairfield. And passing to Hooker. Hooker seeming to call the play. Back to Jackson. To Hooker on the corner.
Hooker knocks it down all the way from Washington. Hooker, an excellent three-point shooter, the 5'8" guard. Spaced the floor well to get herself about 5 feet of separation to elevate. Anderson trying to do the same. Sydney Scott keeps it alive. Katie Lamro, Jill Herder.
Getting her rebound there at the shot. Passing it out of bounds.
Jill Herder got herself in a sticky situation. However, got the ball in Fairfield's hands once more as Condi checks in for Brown. Herder in her second campaign in Division I, moving over from Rutgers this past offseason, joining Coach Carly Thibault Dudonis' squad.
And just a fun fact, right now for Siena, 4 of their players right now are all freshmen. Definitely something interesting to look out for the future of that team.
Indeed it will be. One of those freshmen, Traore, pulls down the rebound. Sepola goes in transition. Too strong. Anderson able to corral the long shot.
Passes to Lammer as she's heading in. Step back pass. Brown.
Offensive foul called on Rihanna Brown. Elevated the elbow right above the chest. It gets called for the offensive foul. Brown will check in for the Saints. Nicoletti Leite will replace Lamro for the Stags. Cyan Coe will get another run at it to get Rayana Brown. Brown picked up her first personal, added 4 points onto that total as well. Megan Anderson, 14 points to lead all scorers, except for Jackson.
Hooker passes to Jackson. Back to Traore. Heading in towards the basket. Passing to Brown. Fails to miss the shot, and Sydney Scott the ball. Nicolai Leite bringing it up. Heading straight toward the basket to the corner. Herder. Bounces up for 3, gets the rebound. Sandwiched up there, and Hooker gets the ball. And rejected by Sydney Scott here, running down for the ball.
Sydney Scott dove on the ball, looked like wind out of her sails a little bit. The Saints will take possession. Zapala will check in for Traore. The freshman is replaced by the junior, both international students, both Europeans, France and Finland.
Conde as well from Spain. Zapala with the ball. Heading in for 2, rejected by Megan Anderson. Nicolai Leite with the ball.
Megan Anderson, 5 blocks last time out, adds 1 more to her total. Sydney Scott to Jill Herder.
Herder at the top of the arc. Looking to pass the ball. Jackson with lots of pressure. Cyan Coe with the ball, passing to Nicolai Leite. Back to Coe, sandwich between 2 Saint players, and seems to keep the ball. Passing to Scott at the arc corner. Seems to bounce in and out. Rebound by Herder, and goes in.
Herder high off the glass, gets the offensive rebound, uncontested to put up the 2.
Hooker with the ball, passing to Jackson at the top of the arc, shooting, and misses. Cyan Coe with the ball, passes to Nicolai Leite as she brings it over. Full court press by Jackson. Nicolai Leite heading right to the basket, corner to Anderson, pass back to Leite. 4 seconds left on the clock. As the clock time runs out for the 3rd quarter here.
The horn sounds throughout Leo D. Mahoney Arena. 10 minutes will decide if the Stags will beat MAC champions and get the number 1 seed going into next week's tournament. If they do so, they will play on Wednesday afternoon. That would be May 12th. A lot on the line for both teams. Saints trying to keep their positioning in the playoffs. As of now, they are in. We will see what happens with 10 minutes remaining. 48-41. Stags lead by 7. Don't go anywhere at WVOF 88.5 coverage of Fairfield women's basketball. Welcome back to Leo D. Mahoney Arena here in Fairfield, Connecticut, where the Stags have a 7-point advantage, all 4 timeouts to their name as well. The Saints kind of hanging around still, Olivia, 2 timeouts remaining, but again, 10 minutes to really try to make their mark here in the standings.
I mean, they're only down by 7, Logan. They definitely could have a comeback with their 7-0 run right now. We have no idea what they're going to pull out after this timeout.
That is indeed true. We will see as Isabella Nicoletti Leite's family's in the building, as they were just shown on the Jumbotron here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Same 5 for Coach Carley's team, and a turnover right off the rip as Raina Brown turns it over.
You see Jackson now with the ball passing to Hooker at the logo.
Excuse me, that was Selimovic passing into the basketball.
Jackson to Condi. Blocking by Raina Brown. Overhead pass that seems to get out of bounds. Aim for Sepala.
Sepala couldn't corral the Condi pass as Brown will check back in. Coach Prim not happy about it. Selimovic, Katie Lamro, Rayana Brown, Isabella Nicoletti Leite, Kendall Magruder, all in red for Fairfield. Selimovic will keep the possession as the 5-second timer ran down and threw it off Sepala's leg. Sepala is joined by Brown, Hooker, Jackson, and the French woman in Traore.
Nicoletti Leite did overhead pass to Lamro as she's heading in, bringing the ball. Waiting on the right side of the arc. Passes to Raina Brown. Sandwich between 2 Saint players.
Double dribble called as Brown elevated. Conversation between Brown and Lamro. The possession is going to be held with the Stags after an official conversation between Scott Berkins and Alexis Perez.
Nicoletti Leite will inbound the ball for the Stags. Looking for a pass to Selimovic. Bringing the ball. Passing back to Nicoletti Leite at the arc. Heading in for who? 2 rebound attempts, but it seems that Traore has the ball. Sepala. Waiting for the play. Passing to Brown. Brown looking for someone open. Jackson. Jackson heading in towards the basket. Pass. And Selimovic gets the quick turnover to Lee Brown. Lemro. Shoots for 2. Bounce off the glass.
Stags a little sloppy on the offensive end. Lamro was able to save the long pass from Selimovic. Went for the circus shot and couldn't get it to go. Anderson will check in to replace Rayana Brown. Price will check in to replace Aisha Brown on the other side.
Traore with the ball. Pass to Hooker. Hooker brings the ball over. Siena basket. Price with the ball. Dribbling around the side of the court. Passes to Jackson, who seems to draw the foul off of Selimovic.
Selimovic taking up a little too much of Jackson's space on the runner. Selimovic will pick up her 3rd personal. The Stags will pick up just their 1st of the quarter. Pretty slow-paced game. The Stags only 3 points in fast break. The Saints only 4 points, so again, only 7 total. Both teams half-court dominant, although the Stags will run every once in a while if they want to pick up the pace. Jackson will shoot for the Saints. Jackson, the graduate student for Waterville, New York, who originally played at the University of Albany before taking the trek to Siena. Jackson missed the first of the 2, looking to get the second to cut the lead to just 5, and knocks it down.
Nicoletti Leite bringing over the ball. Looking for the call. Passes to Lamro. Lamro on the left side of the arc. Passes to Anderson at the key. Back to Nicoletti Leite. Overhead pass to Lamro. Heading in towards the basket. Through the leg bounce. Closer in for a pass out. Seems as though
Lamro and Price tie it up, but the Saints get another possession out of it not very quality from the Fairfield Stags, a little bit out of sorts in the last few minutes. Looking to get a win here. They need to do so with 7 minutes and 54 seconds remaining to get sole possession of the MAC Conference title.
Jackson with the ball. Shoots for three. Bounces off the glass. Nicolay Leite with the ball. Passes to Lammer from the arc for three.
Lammer, plenty of space. You got to get up in her grill just a little bit, and 3 feet of space were between her and Price.
Jackson now with the ball. Passes to Seppala. Back to Jackson. Jackson seeming to make her way around the arc now, bouncing the ball. Taking her time now. Seeming to reset the players. Pass to Hooker. Hooker does overhead pass to 15 Price. Makes the shot, but misses the ball.
Magruder gets tied up with Traore and will get called for the offensive foul. Kendall Magruder has been great on the box out the whole game as Condi and Brown will check in for Seppala and Price. Jackson, Hooker, and Traore will stay. Coach Carly Thibault-Dujanis likes the 5 she has and keeps him out there.
Lammer with the ball, bringing it over. Passes to Magruder for three. Makes a shot.
Kendall Magruder gets on the scoreboard, knocking down her patented 3-point shot, and has got the Stags lead up to 11 points.
Definitely great for the Stags as the Siena ball bounces right through her legs there for Brown.
Siena looking to work in transition. Hooker not happy with herself as she threw the ball through the legs of Traore, who takes his seat as well. And Jackson will stay in as well as Hooker, Brown, Condi, and Seppala will check back in.
Limmer with the ball, heading over. Bounces in, heading towards the basket. Limmer shoots for two and misses. Rebound by Jackson. Jackson heading over for the Saints. Quick pass to Seppala. Guard by Megan Anderson. Overhead pass to Hooker. Hooker passes to Conde. Heading in towards the basket. Step out. Fairfield ball.
Alexis Perez makes a good call as Condi's toe was on the white line. Full court press from Jackson as Coach Prim urges his team as much as he can to press the Stags and try to get a win here at a tough place to play in Leo D. Mahoney Arena.
Lamro passes the ball to Nicolay Leite. Passes to Semlovich for two, and it's good.
Shelly Wolvich gets an easy two, gets 2 feet in the paint and knocks it down. The other way is Condi for three. Just short as it bounces into Lamro's hands.
Lamro taking her time now, passes to Nicolay Leite. Overhead pass to Semlovich. Starts heading in towards the basket for the two. Step back. Makes the point.
Shelly Wolvich contorts her body on the fadeaway on the other side of the basket and gets two.
We see Hooker now with the ball, back by the logo. Seems to take her time, waiting for the players to reset. Heading toward the right side. Passes to Conde. Seppala.
Nicolay Leite trying to take a cookie out of the cookie jar. Instead gets contact with Seppala's arm. Nicolay Leite will pick up her first personal. The Stags will pick up their second team foul. Kendall Magruder will check out. Megan Anderson will check back in. Her and Lamro have boosted 25 points onto the board. Two sophomores have had a great night and stayed out of foul trouble while doing so. Each of them have one personal. Nicolay Leite picks up consecutive fouls and elevates her total to two. Stags up to 3 for the quarter.
Hooker gets the ball from Brown. Passes to Seppala for Jackson from the three. Seems to not make it in. Jackson again, the ball. Passes to Hooker. Passes to Seppala, still at the arc. Seems to head in, hesitant. Tries to draw the foul. Megan Anderson with the ball. Passes to Nicolay Leite. Heading from the arc, quick to Semlovich for 2.
Selimovic playing her position in that road runner. Drove it all the way to the paint and got 2 with the left hand. Timeout, Terry Prim, as this one's getting out of hand as the Stags have ballooned their lead to 17 points. 4:33 remaining here in the fourth quarter. The Stags have their eyes on a MAC championship prize. We'll see if they can complete the task in the next 4 minutes and 33 seconds. We'll be right back with Fairfield women's basketball on WVOF 88.5. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Leo D. Mahoney Arena, an experienced group on the floor. 2 sophomores, 2 celebrated seniors tonight in the junior, Sydney Scott, Selimovic, Nicoletti Leitze, Anderson Lamro, Hooker Traore, Jackson, Condi, and Brown for Coach Terry Prim's team.
We see Conde now with the ball with the overhead pass to Hooker. Hooker passes back to Conde as they stay by the arc. Back to Hooker as she heads now towards closer to the basket. Conde with the ball. Brown shooting for 2. Makes the basket.
Brown just able to use her strength on Selimovic to push her back a little bit and get a good angle. As an excellent pass by one of the best assist women in the country, and Nicoletti Leitze. Anderson couldn't finish with the right hand.
Hooker with the ball at the arc. Behind to Condi. Keith. Jackson now with the ball. Waiting for the players with the ball.
Anderson trying to steal it away, but Jackson able to let it go out of bounds. Saints have 3 minutes and 44 seconds to cut this 15-point deficit. looking to do so on the road and improve to 18-10 and 15-4 in the MAC Conference.
Hooker with the ball. Passes out to Jackson for three. Bounces out. Sydney Scott with the rebound. Nicolai Leite heading in the ball. Passes Semlovich to Sydney Scott on the right, left. Megan Anderson for three. Bounces off the glass. Lamro with the ball. It seems to stay a spherical possession.
Good fight by Katie Lamro to run the ball into the corner where she couldn't get to anymore. Looked like it was knocked out by Brown, so good box out. Great execution by the sophomore. Siena will make a couple of changes. Price checks in for Condi. Brown will head to the bench as well. Price and Sepola will check in.
Nicolai Leite looking to inbound the ball. Bounces out on Jackson.
Neither team shot the three-point ball particularly well. The Stags have hit 1 out of every 3. The Saints looking at a worse margin at 1 out of every 4.
Semlovich with the ball. Passes to Anderson at the key. Anderson looking for a player. Seems to pass to Magruder. Magruder heading in towards the basket. Passes to Semlovich. Heading in for two. Misses the shot. Seems like the ball's alive. Megan Anderson with it.
Coach Carly Thibault-Dudanis asks Alexis Perez for a timeout after great hustle by Megan Anderson to keep the possession alive. 60-45 here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. The Stags are getting closer and closer to a MAC championship. However, the job is not done yet with 2:57 remaining. One of our final home games at WVOF coverage here at W88.5. Olivia Marceda, Logan Rundy here with you on this Thursday night in March. On Saturday, the Fairfield men's team will be home hosting the Quinnipiac Bobcats. The Bobcats having a great year so far, looking to improve their seed in the MAC tournament. Michael Kelleher, Andrew Jameson will be on the call for that one. Kyle Scanlon will be inside the building. Then next week, starting on Tuesday, a group of 4 gentlemen here from Fairfield University, Sports Director Andrew Jameson, Kyle Scannell, myself, Logan Rundy, and Michael Kelleher will head down to Atlantic City to give you some coverage on our social media and broadcasting side of things during next week's tournament. Stay with us for the next few weeks as we cover Fairfield women's and men's basketball as Lamro gets the ball back in from Nicolette Leite.
Lammer with the ball. Seems to be dribbling out some time, waiting for players to get near. And it seems the ball is kicked out. Fairfield possession.
Lammer a little bit frustrated with herself. Kind of got trapped right by Coach Carly Thibault-Dudanis and tipped away by Hooker. 6 on the shot clock, 2:44 on the game clock. Lamro's going to try to subsidize her mistake with the inbound pass. Gets it to Magruder. Lamro hoists. And all there.
Jackson with the ball, bringing it over. It seems quickly heading into the basket. Passes out to Hooker. To Traore. Come here, motion. To Jackson. Try to step back. Traore heading now toward the basket. Hooker from 3. For 2. Misses. And they're with the ball.
Jump ball as Lamro tried to rip it away. Unfortunately for Katie, the Stags will hold possession with 128 ticks left here in the fourth quarter. 29 on the shot clock as Lamro did control the rebound, and because of that, a second ticks off the clock.
Lamro passes to Nicolai Leite. Back to Lamro. Nicolai Leite passes to Semlovich. Looking for another pass to Lamro, to Nicolai Leite. Semlovich. Blocked by Traore.
Traore.
Passing to Hooker. Now Jackson with the ball. Heading for a layup for 2.
Jackson gets 2 critical points for the Saints, however, still down 13.
Lamro with the ball at the key. Passes to Semlovich. To Nicolai Leite. Megan Anderson, the ball. The right side of the court. to Lammer on the left side of the arc. Simovic to Megan. Heading in for layup. For good.
Anderson looks like she just put the exclamation point on the Fairfield women's basketball season. We will see, though, 66 seconds remaining here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena as Scott and Herder will check in at the next stoppage.
Jackson shoots for three. Attempts to bounce out of the rim, and Semlovich with the rebound. Nicolai Leite with the ball, heading over to the Fairfield basket.
It's starting to get real here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena as the clock just ticks under 3/4 of a minute, 45 seconds and counting down.
Ooh.
Timeout for Coach Carly Tudanis. Adding a little bit of class. They're just going to do it for the seniors to get on the floor together. It's going to be a quick timeout as Coach Terry Prim will have Condi check back in. Nicolai Leite, Selimovic, Magruder, Brown will share their final few minutes here on the Leo D. Mahoney floor. Speaking from a broadcaster's perspective, it's been a great ride with the four of them. They've had tremendous impacts. Nicolai Leite, Magruder, and Selimovic have been here for 2 years plus. Brianna Brown for her first year. It's been an excellent time to watch them. Brown, the Texas A&M international transfer, made a great choice and has had a huge impact on the Stags this year as Magruder hoists the three-pointer. Misses it. Brianna Brown, the rebound, misses as well.
Semlovich with the ball. The travel call.
Coach Carly Tudanis will give the seniors their well-deserved final send-off here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Nicolai Leite, Kendall Magruder, the Texas native, Amina Selimovic, the Erie, Pennsylvania, and then Rayana Brown as well, the Texas A&M international transfer student. Nicolai Leite all the way across the pond from Brazil. Herder, Sydney Scott, Lauren Beach, who is a senior, Cyan Coe, and Megan Anderson will finish this one out for Fairfield, Jackson, Hooker, Price, Traore, and Sheppel will finish it for the Siena Saints. Timeout on the floor by Siena. We're going to stay with you here during this one. It'll be a quick 30 seconds here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Again, emotional night here in Fairfield, Connecticut. As you can see the emotion on the sidelines with Brown and Nicolai Leite. It's been a full circle moment. Nicolai Leite is in her 7th collegiate season. She's torn her ACL twice and has now played 5 seasons, this one being her grad season. Brianna Brown, her first year in Division I women's basketball. Been a great one. Had a lot of big games, especially 31 against Sacred Heart. Put up double digits a few times. Selimovic has been a key contributor in last year's run where they went to Indiana in the tournament. And Magruder has been a sharpshooter ever since she got here just a few years ago. Olivia, a sad moment here, but again, a lot of pride. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch the Stags cut down the nets in just 17.6 seconds.
Yeah, it's definitely really touching. Harley letting them all play together one last time and then taking them all out at final send-out. Really exciting to see here. Obviously, the season isn't just over yet with one more game against Quinnipiac, but definitely something nice for the last home game here for the regular season for the Stags.
That's right. The Fairfield Lady Stags will head over to Hamden, Connecticut for the short trip on Saturday. The Fairfield men's basketball team over in Siena tonight. They will host Quinnipiac on Saturday. The call, once again, will be done by Michael Kelleher and sports director Andrew Jamison.
Supple with the ball. Passes to Jay. Looking to shoot. Supple with the ball. Guarded by Coe. Heading for 2. Misses. But Traore with the rebound for 2. Sanko inbounds the ball. Herder.
The Fairfield Stags have won their 43rd consecutive MAC win. That win will get them the sole possession of the MAC women's basketball title, and it's back in the hands of Fairfield, Connecticut. They really never lost it, winning it last year as well. They improved to 13-1 at home. They'll win their 19th straight in front of a packed Leo D. Mahoney Arena. 24-3 overall. Really good season so far from the Stags, and it's continuing to build.
I think it'll definitely be heartwarming to see them now hit the court, shaking hands for the last time at the Mahoney Dean Arena. It's an exciting game. Quinnipiac on Saturday. Definitely something to look out to watch.
Been a lot of fun. We're going to let you go. The nets are going to be cut down here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. It's been an absolute pleasure, Logan Rundy alongside Olivia Marceda. We'll see you on Saturday evening when the Fairfield men's basketball team will host the Red Hot Quinnipiac Bobcats. It's been an absolute pleasure. Have a great night. Be well, and as always, go Stags.